Welcome to another G-Dubs vlog. This time we're in Iceland. We've got an absolutely insane few days lined up for you. Sit back, relax, let's get cooking. Touchdown in the land of ice and fire. Finally an opportunity to put the geography degree to some use in the third most expensive country in the world. That's right, baby, we're in Iceland. Bucket list destination for a long time for me. We've got an absolutely unbelievable 6 days lined up. We're going to be doing whale watching. We're going to be doing a south coast trip tomorrow. We've got volcanoes, glaciers. We're summiting Mount Esja. We're going to Blue Lagoon, Sky Lagoon, Golden Circle, and obviously a full day exploring Reykjavik as well. I'll timestamp all the sections down below. If you have any questions or thoughts, anything we missed out on, let me know down in the comments. Super active there. Also, road to 1,000 subscribers. Do your boy a favour, hit that button down below. Without further ado, let's absolutely get after it. Just like that, touch down at the whale watching. Rock up to the harbour. There's about a million different places all along like the shoreline on this side. Two options on the boats. We've got the slightly bigger boat over this side. We went for this bad boy because it's Erling after the boy, Erling Haaland, or you can go for the smaller speed boats. The big boat that we've gone on, which is 12,000 for a 2-hour trip, or you can go on the smaller one, closer to the action, which is 22,000, so a little bit more risky. So again, it depends what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? We're not too daring. We don't want to be in the mixer with any of the whales. You also get a seasickness tablet. They saw the Brits coming from a mile off, so we're praying for Shady to see something. Orcas, humpbacks, anything at all. Let's see what we can get.
Shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. I don't wanna stop right now. All I need is a drum with the heavy beat. Hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go. We're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is where the beat goes down. On the stereo, as we let the rhythm take control. We're gonna dance like we don't care. Keep on popping bottles like we're millionaires.
Whale watching boxed off, exceeded expectations by an absolute country mile. We're hoping to see one for Shady's sake. We managed to see 15, but we have brought our local expert to come and talk us through what we saw on the day.
What a wildlife excursion we've been on this afternoon. We came to see whales and we weren't disappointed. We saw 2 or 3 sightings of minke whales, but at least a dozen, possibly more humpbacks. We saw the fantail, didn't quite see a breach, but what a day to remember. In addition, we've seen a variety of seabirds, including puffins, guillemots, cormorants, etc.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty top draw, to be fair. My expectations were pretty mixed going into it, but yeah, it was really good. A few tips: unless you're feeling really brave, I would definitely go on a big boat. The smaller ones, you're bouncing above the waves, it looks pretty risky. The red suits you've seen us wear, hopefully in a couple of the videos, get those on straight away. They probably double your warmth. And yeah, obviously make sure you're sat in the sun, because half of the boat is often in the shade. So yeah, they're the things to know. See you in the next clip. Day number 2, south coast trip today. Skogafoss behind me, one of the easier ones to pronounce because there's going to be a lot that I butcher. Later we're going to be doing the glacial hike, the black sand beach. It's going to be an absolute hell of a day. Let's see what we've got in store. Skogafoss wrapped up, boxed off. I reckon if you're coming here, you probably want to spend about 45 minutes to an hour, enough time to get pictures, videos, all that sort of good stuff. You can get, we were here at like 12 o'clock midday. There are quite a lot of people, but you can easily get photos without them in. So yeah, I'll leave my Instagram tag below if you want to check those out. On the right hand side is the walk up to the top. I'd say easy to intermediate, nothing too difficult. Probably 5 minutes if you're quick to the top, 10 minutes if you're a little bit slower, and if you're an OAP like the over 60 club, and in general you're probably talking about 15, the amblers. But yeah, probably about 45 minutes to an hour. I'll see you on the black sand beach. Touchdown, Reynisfjara, black sand beach. It is freezing. It's actually snowing. Look at that. Ridiculous scene. So black sand beach, due to the geology, all the lava from all the volcanoes, do you know what I mean? When it hits the water it cools. That's why you get about 80 to 90% of black sand beaches in Iceland. The lady on the coach was saying it's funny when they go abroad, it's the first time they've seen a normal sort of gold sand beach, and literally that in the eyes. And then on this side you've got the hexagonal columns. Again, just insane geology all around here. Collecting data, the geographer at heart. But yeah, let's get up closer to the action. I guess on the opposite side as well, you've got all like the creeper waves. They're coming in pretty darn quick. So yeah, be careful. We're on amber warning today, so we've been told to stay far away from the waves. No doubt Ange will be getting pretty close. Solo Glacier, name means home of the sun. I'll put the full name on the screen now. 44 kilometers in length, coming all the way down the mountain. Thought we signed up for a pretty easy glacier hike, taking the sights, ice axe, crampons, hard helmet. So it's going to be an absolute hell of a day. We're just chatting to the lady. It's actually an outlet glacier. Shout out Mr. Locke. It's retreated 2 kilometers in the last 3 or 4 years. So it's like one of the biggest phenomenons in terms of global warming. But yeah, we'll take you along, see what it's saying. Hopefully it's not as dangerous as they've made out so far. Let's get it.
When we have a lagoon like this in front of an outlet glacier like this, it means that the glacier is unhealthy, that it's melting on way too much of a speed, that it's building up this lagoon and floating on it. This lagoon is about 80 meters deep, just so you can get a grip of the water, okay? Here today, you can see where the people are working, there you're going to be. We are looking at now maybe, I would say, 1% of the big picture of what is Mýrdalsjökull, the 4th largest glacier just in Iceland, okay? And now to give you a picture of how much water actually a glacier is, that the night that Katla erupted in October of 1918, the largest river on planet Earth at that time was in Iceland. These sands of Solheimajokull, and then on the other side of Vik and Mýrdalssandur, the ice and the water there was more water running on these sands than there is in the Nile and the Amazon combined. We had to walk way higher up to get on the top of the ice. It's actually like way more exercise than there is today. Oh, that's what we're doing.
Jason! Oh my gosh!
Okay.
Damn.
I'll go.
Oh, that's good. What a good idea that is.
For your information, the record holder is a guy from Australia, 45 times.
Wow.
Yes. In my...
Oh, sorry.
2, 3, 4. No cheating. Drink. 5, 6. Well, that's a big sip.
That was the biggest gulp.
That
No,
was
no.
a very big sip. 7, 8.
Bara líka að fara í hérna. Vatni kemst upp þar í gegn. Það er bra.
Glacier walk done, ticked off. Would highly recommend. Definitely need to book a trip. There's loads of people as we were walking up to the glacier and walking up and down saying, oh well, who do you do your trip with, can you book on? You can't, you need to book in advance. I'd say like easy to intermediate. You don't need to be crazy level fitness, but you need to have some. It's a little bit dicey in parts. Definitely wrap up warm because it is cold as chips up there. And yeah, see you in the last waterfall, the last thing of the day. Final stop on the south coast trip, Seljalandsfoss Waterfall behind us. We're in behind it at the minute, so yeah, you can come in from the left and round, or from the left or right, doesn't matter either way. It is spraying all over the gap, so yeah, you definitely need to make sure you've got your waterproof, you zipped up like the boy Johnny Stones. Probably top tip to do it at the end of the day, so if you do it at the start, you're going to be drenched and running a rhyme. But that is the south coast block stop. On to the volcano and Blue Lagoon tomorrow, so looking forward to some rest and recuperation sliding right in there. See you then. Day number 3, volcano and Blue Lagoon tour. I was going to try and pronounce some of the words, but the man running the trip, Dylan, I asked him if he'd do a little intro and a little bit of background on yeah, what we have on store today. Over to yourself.
Okay, so the tour we're doing today, it's we're going out onto the Reykjavik Peninsula in the southwest of Iceland, and this is the site of the most recent volcanic eruption we've had in Iceland. So it occurred in, it started in May of 2021 and went on for about 6 months, and then it reopened again about a year later, and we had an eruption for about 17 days before that finally ended. Basically, we're going to be taking a little bit of a hike over onto the fresh lava and up onto the mountain. This mountain here called Lankarik, where we can actually see the actual crater itself and get a sight of all this fresh lava and where it all came from and stuff like that.
Perfect. Well, like I say, lots of words in there which I did not want to try and pronounce. I'll drop the guys' details in the comments below, and yeah, let's see what we see on the trip up above. Yes, the people checking in. Top viewpoint of the volcano. So two you can go to. Start off the car park, which is somewhere over down here. You walk all the way up the mountain onto this top viewpoint here. It's a 2.5 kilometers up there, and yeah, we had 55 minutes till we need to be back at the bus, so I had to run all the way down this ridge, all the way up here to the top one. It's about 1.3 kilometers extra up here, but yeah, severely up and downhill, so whatever your normal kilometer time is, kind of double it. It's about 45 minutes walking, 50 minutes that first viewpoint, depending on kind of fitness levels, and then yeah, I'm not too sure over here, probably about 20-25, but yeah, I had to sprint up here. But yeah, absolutely insane views, panoramic sea on one side, obviously all the lava fields from the eruption on this side. Ridiculous scenes, in the words of the boys Shred Bundy. Absolute scenes, mate. Heading to Blue Lagoon from well-deserved rest and a beer. Let's get cooking. Number one's here, lovely view, absolutely no need to go any further, but yeah, this bad boy over here is where the magic happens. And we've arrived, Blue Lagoon, sun's out, beer in hand, hell of a setup. We'll whack the price to get in on the screen now, because we did it's like a little package deal, so it's like the volcano and the Blue Lagoon together. It's an absolutely ridiculous setup. The water's absolutely boiling, the beers are cold. We've got Neens on the camera. If you do want an extra beer for those, do you know what I mean, partial to one, it is £10 per one of these little fellas for everyone you want after. So yeah, make sure you bring your wallet, but you don't need to bring it in, you get one of these. So obviously if you want more, you're gonna scan that. But yeah, it's gonna be an absolute hell of a day. Water's boiling, don't put your hair under, otherwise it's gonna come out like the bloody scarecrow. But other than that, unbelievable for the skin, unbelievable for the setup. Cheers now. So when you first come in, which is all the way at the far side over there, you get a little beer on the right hand side, mob mask etc is on the left. Swim straight forward, go under the little arches, which Neens will show you, spin the camera around, directly in front of you now, go through there. So much quieter on this side, and then look at all this area, all to ourselves, beer waris galore. Cheers now. So this is 101 in how to look elegant in the pool.
Not swallow any water. And don't spill your beer.
yeah, that little bridge there in the middle, the one you can see, comes straight through that, this entire area on this side. Completely free, 1 times needs in the middle. But yeah, ridiculous setup. Sun's out, hopefully Neem finds some guns, maybe.
Hi, Neem's checking in at the Blue Lagoon, just about to put this mask on her face. I'm fast approaching 60, as some of you may well know, and they've told me if I put this on, the years will roll off me. I'm going to apply it now, and I'll let you know in another hour. Over and out.
Blue Lagoon, boxed off, as with many, many other things on this trip. 100% come here. Unbelievable setup. Summer months, we're just starting May now, sun's out. Do you know what I mean? You've got the steam coming across the water, super nice. Far side where we were before, really chilled, relaxed, no one in there. Obviously this side over near the mud mass, you could not swing a cat round in there, but you probably want to spend about 2 hours here, about an hour and a half in the water, loads of places to chill, relax, have some food. Prices through the roof. They should wear a mask and a striped jumper, but you do get a free bathrobe and towel, so every cloud. We'll see you on Golden Circle tomorrow. Day number 4, Golden Circle trip today. We've got an absolutely unbelievable bus driver, Devon, the only American Icelandic bloke. I'll try and get his details and link it below because hilarious guy. But yeah, Golden Circle, 230-kilometre round trip from Reykjavik. We've just stopped off at the Gullfoss Waterfall. Ridiculous scenes here. So there's 2 routes you can take from the car park. One path, left hand side takes you to the top of here, which gives you a bit more of a panoramic view of what's going on, or the right hand path which brings you down here closer to the action. And the Gullfoss Waterfall is 2 waterfalls in one, so one here and then it drops down again. If you just turn the camera this way, it needs down to the bottom bit there. So yeah, following this we'll be moving on to the geysers, depends if you're from London or not, and then we will be finishing things off at the National Park. See you in that one. Landed the geysers. Car park far right over this side where the red is, as you can see in the distance. It's about 5 minutes up to where the main geyser is down here. Hopefully Neen's on the camera has got a good spot on that, and then you can walk all the way up the path on this right hand side all the way around here, probably about another 5 or 10 minutes. They go off every about 5 to 8, so yeah, you just want to stand there, crop your videos at the end, otherwise you'll be missing them left, right and centre like Neen's has been doing throughout. But yeah, probably want to spend about an hour here. Once you've seen him go off once or twice, you've seen him go off 1,000 times, it's the same thing. So yeah, that's all you need. Final stop on the Golden Circle tour, Thingvellir National Park. Probably absolutely annihilated the pronunciation again, but it means assembly plains because apparently this is the birthplace of democracy over 1,000 years ago. On the geography, the geology side, it is where there is a rift. The Eurasian and the North American plate are moving away from each other 2 centimeters a year, so that 2-1 degree Leeds University rolling back. But more importantly, it's also in Game of Thrones where Arya leaves Westeros. So, do you know what I mean? A little bit of something for everyone. Super, super nice place. Insane views like the Lake District, like New Zealand. All snowy in the background, the backdrop. Obviously, you've got the lake right in the middle here. Loads of different like walkways and paths you can walk along. So I reckon you can come here for an hour if you just want to take it in and see what it's got to offer, or if you want to spend a full day here and explore, that's also an option. I was trying to convince my mum to do the swimming between the two tectonic plates, but I think both of us were like, it's a little bit too loose. So maybe next time. I'm going to try my best to get Devon, our tour operator, to give a bit of history and background, because the bloke is an absolute genius. So fingers crossed I can convince him, and hopefully see that in the next clip.
Thingvellir National Park. So, first things first, here we are on the very edge of the North American tectonic plate, or somewhere kind of close to the edge. It's a fuzzy boundary, but you can see there's a variety of gorges and fissures and cracks and whatnot all over this landscape. And you can also see, particularly kind of behind us here with all this rock and a little bit here, and really all the surface surrounding this walkway, these kind of ripples, right? These liquid kind of flowy sort of ripples. That is of course owing to the fact that this landscape is made up entirely out of what was once flowing molten lava, which is now solidified and given us this really cool ripply stone. And then just across the way there is where we just were a few minutes ago. We can see these kind of narrow dark strips running horizontally just above the tree line there. There's several of them. That is the edge of the Eurasian tectonic plate, and then this entire valley in between is somewhere in the middle. It's kind of a no man's land between tectonic plates, which I personally find a little more interesting than one single spot to cross from one plate to the other. You will also notice we see straight out ahead of me here, down there on the edge of the lake, there's a couple of humans standing right there by the water. That is Silfra, this scuba diving / snorkeling spot. And those guys are a couple of absolute maniacs who are about to go scuba diving in whatever temperature the water is at the moment, probably just a little bit above freezing.
It's 4 degrees.
4 degrees at the moment.
4 degrees.
Well done. Okay.
Summer 4 degrees, winter 4 degrees.
Appreciate it.
Next stop on the Reykjavik day tour. It is a very special birthday for a member of the party, and this year, what is it?
60.
The big 60. So I've sorted her out a little surprise. She doesn't know it yet, but we were to a tight schedule because we're about to go up into a helicopter.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So seatbelts at the ready, helicopter and runway right behind us. Angie's going up. Not sure what we're going to see. very nervous, but hopefully we get some good views. So yeah, that's why we're on a tight schedule.
Oh my god, I'm so excited, I'm so nervous.
Woohoo! Far exceeded expectations. It's not the most budget friendly. I'll include a link to these guys down below, but it is unbelievable. You feel like you're in like a video game or something. The guy's doing like donuts around like the mountains, you're flying super close. It's a little bit sketchy at points, but ridiculous experience to anyone that wants to get a little bit closer to the action. You've got obviously all the hot springs here. He was like, absolutely do not touch the water because it's in the geothermal area, so it'll probably blow your hand off, blow your leg off, but ridiculous so far. Looking forward to the flight back, but yeah, literally anyone that is up for doing something like this, I would 100% recommend it. It's ridiculous. Day number 6, climbing, hopefully summiting Mount Esja, ESJ, black on the screen at the moment. Public transport, 2 buses to get here. Number 6, super easy to find, right near Broad and Co, which is fairly central. I'll put the bus on the screen so you can see that now, and then you've got to change and get the number 57, which is like a big coach. To get the bus, you either need cash or you need an app called Clap, so download that before you get on, otherwise it's an absolute nightmare, like me and Needs just had to get on. The bus stop is actually 2 kilometres from the parking lot where the walk starts. So if you are getting public transport, just bear that in mind. You've got an extra 4k, so we're going to hopefully ask someone to give us a lift back later. But yeah, behind us, we're not really sure which one it is yet, but it's going to be the highest, no doubt. Crampons not packed today, but we'll see what we can do. Better take that off so I don't look like an absolute egg. So we found the starting points. This is the parking lot on the right or the left, just in front. There's an old bus stop. I don't know if you can see it, it's just about here. The red stop. They've just got rid of it, so we just added an extra 2k onto the walk for absolutely no reason. The bus drops off down the highway, drove right in front of the parking lot, and he would drop us off here. Terrible bloke. But yeah, pass pretty easy. We're going to go up this way. If there's anything of note to show you en route, we'll bang it on. If not, see you at the top. Oh dear me. Seems like a pretty easy walk. Crampons and ice axe. So we're at this point here, down here, and we're going to be taking the red path all the way up, hopefully to the highest point. Does red mean the hardest route? We'll soon find out. It is a serious climb, absolute battle. We made it to the top, hat off, because my lid will be looking absolutely horrendous if I've got that on there like an egg. Pretty hard walk, 1 hour 10 minutes, very steep uphill, so yeah, I've come prepared, waterproofs, proper shoes, all that good stuff. We did the red route. I don't know if red means it's harder or it's just colour coordinated, but about halfway we saw a sign and they've got like a system in Iceland where it's like 3 walking boots, 3's the hardest, 1's the easiest. That was a 1, and it's the steepest hill I've ever seen. Ridiculous. Give me flashbacks of the ladder of Kotor. But yeah, on this channel we're about a couple of things: brunches, beers, and absolutely unbelievable viewpoints. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Come check this view out over it. Ridiculous. Means he's sat down sheltered to try and get better audio, but it is unbelievably windy, as you've probably seen from my lid. We've earned multiple beers now in the pub, hopefully going to RVK Brewery. Doesn't matter where we're going, we'll be enjoying some cold ones, so we will see you in there. As one of my good friends, Mr. Devon, once told me as a tour guide, don't talk about things you can't see. We mentioned RVK, we had to bring you in here. Super flare gaff. You've got obviously all the brewery and where they do all the brewing on this side. All the t-shirts, all that sort of good stuff as well. The guys at the bar, super nice. We ordered the normal stout and they accidentally poured the other one, so they just give us double. So we've got a bit of everything going on here. Even wrote the names on the back because they know freshers like me will be forgetting straight away. Always go for the session IPA, always a crowd favourite. Naughty. This one's top drawer. That the Imperial Stout, Ange?
It is.
9%er. And Ange's got a 400ml of that, so do you know what I mean? RIP. It's a powerful bit of kit, that, but very nice. We're getting a few of these down us, see where the night takes us, but from the times we've been in here and from the setup, definitely get yourself down here. Landed. Sky Lagoon. First impressions. Seems a lot better than Blue Lagoon. Super nice setting in behind. We did get the transfer from Reykjavik City Centre. I reckon make your own way, because literally you get a bus to the bus station and then you have to wait like 20 minutes for another bus. It's only about 15 minutes in total anyway to get here. 10,000 kroner for the transfer and to come in. You can just come in like the actual just lagoon area, but also you can do like the 7-step ritual thing. So we're going to be doing the sauna, the mist, the cold plunge, which I'm excited to see Shady in. You get this like body scrub and all sorts. But yeah, check the view out this way. Got a nice little waterfall kicking off the mountain, and then yeah, all the 7-step ritual stuff's over this side, going into like the mountains over here. And then yeah, come and check the panoramic views out. Ridiculous scenes. What are you ordering? So yeah, flare little setup. This bit here is where you come out of the mountains, out the changing rooms and stuff. Far side, you've got obviously the waterfall, panoramic views, Neens and Shady, all the best. Ritual stuff up here, into the mountains, and then yeah, the bar is over on this side. The things you love to see.
My body's telling me like, dude, red alert, like, you know. He's in the middle of nowhere. They slept with like plants. They had nowhere to stay, so they knocked on the villager's door and ended up staying.
So yeah, this is the ice pool.
Yeah, like I was like, got my drink down.
That's the ritual, come on. Just do a bit, come on.
Yeah, if I would have done that, it would have been fine. Like.
Question you're all wondering, should you come to Sky Lagoon? Short answer, yes. Sky Lagoon versus Blue Lagoon, both very different. A lot more relaxed, a lot more tranquil here. More picturesque with the backdrop of obviously the sea. Blue Lagoon, the water is way hotter. It's something that I'd definitely say, hey, I'd say it's warm here, but it's not super hot like it was at Blue Lagoon. Just pan this way. This is where you go in. So you look like Gandalf or someone named Hobbiton. You go into the mountain where you do all the ritual part, the sauna, the steam room, and all that good stuff. One thing to note though, there's a couple bits that I couldn't do. I couldn't use the scrub, my nut allergy holding me back in life again. And then everyone who's got the scrub on goes and sits in the steam room, so I had to sit that one out. But Shady and Anja told me, yeah, it was well worth it. And probably the highlight of here, I'd say one is the view here, but obviously when you're in the sauna, the view's absolutely ridiculous. In there, the only like a few hundred people, is it a few hundred dropping shades? Yeah, about 100 people in every couple of hours, so not that busy. Obviously busy near the bar, far side where the waterfall is, yeah, pretty chill and stuff. So yeah, definitely get it on the list. And yeah, this is our final activity. Outro coming shortly, flight tomorrow, gutted to be leaving, but yeah, see you in the next clip. What an absolutely unforgettable week. The photos, the content, the memories, absolutely insane. Every single day had its own personal highlight. If I had to pick probably my top 3 things, I'd say number 1, Gullfoss Waterfall, super flare how it goes down one waterfall into another one down the canyon, so that was pretty sick. Number 2 would be the glacial hike. Do you know what I mean? The inner geographer coming back out, rolling back the years to Leeds Uni. That was yeah, a really good one. And then number 1 has to be the helicopter ride, the scenery, the viewpoint. You literally felt as if you're in like a video game just going over it. A little bit nervous at the start, but yeah, after a few minutes, yeah, was pretty breathtaking, the views that you kind of saw. Reykjavik itself, I think there's so much to explore here, so I'm going to do a separate vlog, 24 hours in Reykjavik, so check that out on my channel down below. I think when people come to Iceland, I've watched a lot of vlogs before I came here, it's often described as a super expensive place, and don't get me wrong, it is expensive at parts, but you can make it cheaper by, do you know what I mean? If you go to a fine dining place, a Michelin star place every night, you're going to spend 2-3 times as much. There's loads of sort of nice, more relaxed, budget friendly places, and if you stick to fish and chips, you literally can't go wrong there. We did all trips, we didn't do any kind of, do you know what I mean, renting your own car and so forth. So car, more flexibility, you can spend longer in different parts, but the insight and knowledge you get from being with a guide, whether it's about the towns, whether it's about the geology, whether it's about the geography, do you know what I mean? You're not going to get that just driving around. So I would 100% recommend that. And if you find a guy called Devon, he's an absolute legend. So that is it. Wrapped up, boxed off, 1,000,000% recommend Iceland. One of my probably top 3 places of all time. Road to 1,000 subscribers is on. Do your boy a favour, hit the button down below, and remember, the chef's always cooking. Let's get it.